Something in the water taught me how to fall.
Welcome to another Something in the Water podcast. How you doing? I'm Sean Clark here with Uncle Dave Griffin.
And tonight, a very, very special episode with our guests, Nicole Saxton and Aunt Lynne Griffin.
Oh, Lord.
Two of the most knowledgeable pine box dwellettes that have ever walked this earth.
That have
This
ever
is
dwelled.
Am I right?
Ever dwelled.
Am I right?
There you're right.
Right.
Okay.
Pine box is my life.
Well,
She
it
gave
ought to
birth.
be. You gave birth to half of it.
Well, I was tired of listening
You're
to
welcome,
crappy
Sean.
music.
He don't have crappy music.
I know, but you know, everybody. Well, damn, I didn't mean him.
Well, yeah,
I
had to have
But
Connor
I
'cause got
I
tired of
needed some
crappy
some
music.
more because
She needed
Dave was
somebody
about
with
the
rhythm.
Dave was the only one, you know, and I love him and I love his music,
But she can't handle one man band.
but you know, little variety.
Well,
Damn, that didn't
Damn.
sound
let me
right.
ask. Nicole is from Pierce County, which is our neighbor right down here in South Georgia.
Go Bears.
Let me have your first, unless Nicole has compiled a list of about 33.
Not just me.
Yeah, I mean she
Maria
and friends, Maria
and other fans.
other
Been collecting.
dwellers. What
Dwellers.
have been on the move now, talking to other fans of the band. And, of course, everybody knows Pine Box Dwellers is Sean and Connor's duo with extra guests here along the way. But everybody knows where we're at here.
And the
with
Dwellers
this.
have met the 96ers now, too.
We don't want to confuse them now. But she has been to the gigs and compiled this list of 33 fascinating questions that we're going to answer today on this couch. And unless this is one of the questions, what was your first introduction to the Pine Box Dwellers? Would have been
My first introduction. Okay, so
First
that
time you heard 'em.
was at the first time I heard them live was at Swamptown Get Down, and Whitney Bourne. Love Whitney. So we had just moved to back to Blackshear from Mississippi, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go to this festival? It's in Waycross." I'm like, "Yeah," because I live in Blackshear. And so
9 miles.
I was listening to everything before the shows to try to figure out like who I really wanted to listen to. So I heard Axle Grease and Gasoline, and then I heard that one. That was the song like I really wanted to hear, and I didn't know at the time that was, I think, the first time that y'all had played just the two of y'all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think is that
Yeah,
true?
probably.
That was the first time y'all had played that song live, just the two of y'all. And I was at like at the ticket table coming in,
Yes,
and
they
you
come.
came in, and you know, like I come in a lot. It's a lot on the first meeting of me. It's a lot, and so like that's I was like, ah! And then I was like, Sean, are you gonna play Axle Grease and Gasoline? And you're like, That was the first meeting. You remember that?
Yeah, you come in a little hot.
I do. It's a lot. I tell
I
people
love
you
it.
have to meet me 5 times.
Yeah, she's
By
on
the
the
5th
5.
time, you're like, okay, she's all right.
No, I loved you first time I met you.
I was like,
It's a lot.
you
I
cracked
know.
me up, but I was like, man, this girl's
Crazy.
trouble. This girl's too crazy.
I'm not though, really.
She got a cooler full of Jello shooters,
I did.
and
And a crew.
but now one of my favorite people.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And
Good crew though.
so she's pretty much the self-appointed historian
I
of
don't
the
have the
Pine
most
Box,
points though
Pine Box Dwellers.
on Facebook. I don't.
Really, every time
didn't know there was
Tara.
I don't get to go to all the gigs. Of course, I'm gigging somewhere, but sometimes my gig will be over and they'll be still playing, and I'll get to slide by. And every time I go to hear the Pine Box Dwellers. Nicole's there. It don't matter.
I try to go.
So she's one of the loyal supporters of the Pine Box Dwellers, and she knows her stuff too. She dissects song lyrics. She sings along with the band. Sometimes she even changes the words.
Sometimes when I lose my voice, she has to actually get up there and sing.
I thought that was a missed opportunity there. That's what that was.
So you didn't get to, huh?
No, I did, but I was. I'll have to stop. It's a deep end. That's a deep end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so when she says that's a deep end, we do have another podcast over on patreon.com
Worth it. Totally.
where you can become a patron
worth
to
Yeah.
Something in the Water, the Deep End, by signing up, subscribing for $5 a month, and you get
Nothing.
some
So worth it.
sassy and saucy podcast episodes on there.
Unedited.
There's things unedited.
Raw.
I mean, it
Raw.
gets raw,
Right.
and we cuss.
It's like reality TV.
I
Yeah.
take my shirt off and we have a good
We
time.
take we take the low road and the deep end on that one.
Pull up.
So check it out.
Do us
Yeah,
a-
go
a
to
pole
it, and
date.
maybe I think you can see a full deep end episode on our Something in the Water podcast.com on our official website. I believe aren't we aren't all of our I know it takes you, the link takes you straight to YouTube, but yeah, where all of our past episodes are categorized there, and
You
you
can
can
see
go
all the
back down there
cross-country
and see
stuff
the
on there.
stuff. Hmm.
All across country.
Well, it kind of cross pollinates. It just like
No, I mean the trip.
Trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
That you just came back
Yeah,
from
on Patreon.
recently.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
We have the two-parter.
We have
yeah.
a two-parter based on
episode.
our Stagecoach Coast to Coast trip that we took back in April.
What you think about
on our
those
deep end.
episodes?
Good. Very good. Very good. It's like watching an old time slideshow.
It's like going to your friend's house and they pull
Oh
out
my
the home
God.
movies.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at this.
Hey, here's my
Fix a drink.
daughter's wedding album.
Sit down. Just settle in. And
Yeah.
it's fun. Just it's
Well,
not.
we think it's fun, and
don't
we
listen
think
to
it's
it while
kind of
you're
funny
driving
too.
to work
you know?
or something. That's all I'm saying.
Like one feller said, when you put up on our Something in the Water Facebook page, where somebody took a picture of me when the mic was in one eye,
Yeah.
and I had a big old cowboy hat on.
Mm-hmm.
That one. And somebody said, the captain of our ship, something about being weird. And the old guy from St. Augustine that comes to the festival said, not weird enough for me. Like, y'all ain't done it. Y'all ain't got weird yet on
Oh,
your
where's my piece of paper?
little podcast.
Well, screw that little guy. That's what I say.
Oh, our guests have lost it, folks. We better reel this back in.
Meet us at the bridges.
I'm ready.
The boundaries?
Well, is there anything we need to discuss before we launch into these questions, or should we just go? They'll probably
Is there
lead us
any-
to other topics.
Yeah.
Do y'all
As
want
we
us
go.
to start off with like softball? Oh,
I don't think
softball
that
questions, like easy
you're gonna have
questions,
time.
kind of ease
Nah,
into
just
it.
Okay.
just go.
Just
Just
start
I
start
don't
at
think
the
I
top.
don't think you're going to be able to get through half
All
these
right.
questions.
I'm
Start
gonna
at the
just
top.
start
Yeah,
with-
start. So make sure
I'm
you
going to
get the
start
most
with some
important
easy
ones.
stuff.
Question number one.
How has growing up in Waycross influenced your music?
All the way. Next. No, I'm kidding. I mean, trains, that they got it. We play all of our songs, or most of our songs are train beat songs. I think that's a influence. the swamp and the, we try to write swampy stuff just because we're from here, and that's what it's what we thrive on. And Graham Parsons from here, and just everything. Yeah, we try to sound like we're from Waycross. What would a band from Waycross sound like? Go,
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
Trains, planes, and automobiles.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go to this question then based on that answer. What made you go swampy and not Southern rock, like what people would think of typical Southern rock?
I love Southern rock, but when I was coming up, it was just, that's what everybody was doing. And it got to the point where it was kind of like a wagon wheel thing or a Freebird thing. It's just like, okay,
Same.
I'm not saying wagon wheel's Southern rock. I'm saying, it just got so burnt out. Like every band
Sounded the same.
had this, we're doing the same sets of songs, and I was always a little more weirder than that, I guess. Like, I wanted to come up with what I thought it should sound like, and so.
Well, that's
Was that
perfect.
was that a complete
No.
answer?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's kind of you're good with this interview process.
I've been practicing for 30 years.
What was your first instrument and how old were you when you got it?
Well, I guess
Wait,
wanted to
can I
put-
just say, if you were a deep end Patreon, you would already know the answer to this.
The first instrument I wanted to play was the piano, but I couldn't play it, and I still can't play it. But I could one note pick out melodies
Yeah.
when I was, could barely even see the keys. Was doing like Star Wars and stuff, and then my mom's like, "Oh, we got to get him piano lessons," but there wasn't anybody to teach around there. We couldn't find it, and then in 7th grade I played trumpet, but
Then
I got a guitar when I was 15.
Can you play the trumpet now?
No,
How's
I
your-
mean I could probably remember. I remember what the notes are and stuff, but I would have to practice to get them.
That would be
My
nice.
embouchure back up.
addition.
tighten up your embouchure.
That's what Dave said.
Okay. This was going to be a Connor question. So, Dave, maybe you can answer this one.
I don't know. Probably his mama could.
All right. How did your parents influence your music?
This was to Connor.
This was going to be for Connor.
What?
How do
Well,
you think you've influenced Connor's music?
my mom named my mom was named Julia, and she died horrifically at a young age. That was a big moment. Let's see. Oh gosh,
Beverly
well,
Hurst.
from the time that little baby, Connor had a fantastic entry into the world. He was preemie, and he spent how many weeks?
Spent 4 months.
4 months down in the neonatal intensive care unit at Baptist Medical Center in Jacksonville. And we couldn't be with him all the time, so we made this cassette tape at home and put it in his little baby Walkman, and they would hit play, and we would talk to him, me and his mama and his brothers and sister. And then we'd put on some music, and it was usually Led Zeppelin. And it was that fantastic song by the Beatles on the White Album that Ringo sings. Good night, sleep tight. So there was his intro,
He doesn't know half
No,
this stuff. Probably.
but that was planted
Yeah.
subliminally. And then when he got home, and he was pretty much raised on Beatles and Graham Parsons, and just a wild mix of music. And I had a band at that time called the Rebel Airs. We played a lot of gigs, and it's like an old Confederate band, that played reenactments and stuff. So we had CDs, wrote songs and everything, and he was fascinated. We'd video some of our concerts and stuff, and he'd sit there, a 2-year-old, and watch them on the TV. And he got a little Fisher Price drum for Christmas from his Uncle Gary. And he sat down there one day trying to mimic our drummer. And dog, if he didn't do a double stroke roll when he was 2, and I just went through the roof. I said,
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you
he
hear
did a double stroke
And
roll.
I'm like, what?
It took me 6 months to learn to do that. Beyond that, another funny story I have to say is when he was about 5 or 6, we were backing up, the band that I was in were backing up Percy Sledge at Little Nights.
Okay.
And so we were down there for rehearsal the afternoon of the show, and I took Connor with me, and we were standing around there just messing around, and the DJ guy that ran the record booth in the corner of Little Nights, Roger was standing there with us, and he was said, "Well, you guys ever heard any Buck Cherry?" Buck Cherry, and Connor just looks up at him and says, "Do you mean Chuck Berry? Don't you mean Chuck Berry?" And Roger was just flabbergasted. He just busts out laughing. He said, "This kid." So Connor was he was well influenced. He loved the Beatles so much that he took to impersonating John Lennon. You tell that story about 2nd grade.
Lord.
She got called to school.
Yeah, I got a call to come to school for a conference. Okay, because he not only did he dress like John Lennon, he even had the little round glasses, and I had to sew things in his jeans, like flowered things to make him look like Bell. And
For everyday school wear?
yes, all the
I don't remember that.
And he
You don't
he
remember
would,
that?
He would not
thought he
break
had
that
it.
accent though. And his teacher was calling him one day. And she's like, Connor Griffin,
Nobody answered.
Connor, and he wouldn't answer. And he finally stood up
She
and
said,
He said,
"Connor,
"My name
you
is
sitting
John
right there.
Lennon."
Now, why won't you answer
"Kiss
me?"
And he stands up and he's like, excuse me, I can't do it in an
He says,
accent, Mrs. Pickney.
From here on,
Mrs.
Mrs.
to me
Pickney,
as
I would like you to
John.
refer to me
John
as John
Lennon.
Lennon.
And so I went down there
She
and I
said,
was like,
"Call that baby's mama."
yeah, I was like, okay, well, they presented the story to me and I was like,
I would have never
well, is he
known
doing
this.
all his work? Is he doing all his work?
Yeah.
Sometimes
And
you don't
she's
need
like,
to meet
yes.
your heroes.
Yeah, and then it's like, is he disrupting the class? No. Is he bothering anybody
be
in any
John.
way? No. And I said, well, you don't have to call him John Lennon, but leave him alone. Let
He
him
could
use
do
his
worse.
imagination.
He could do worse.
Yeah, she pissed me off.
He eventually abandoned that persona
Yeah, but,
and he went
that's what's
straight to the
wrong
donkey in
with
Shrek.
Yeah,
kids.
then he
not
was
letting them-
donkey.
Yeah,
No,
then he
he
was.
was
Yes, he
not.
was.
Oh my God.
Yes, he
Y'all stop
was.
it.
He was
And
like,
then I had to make him a Captain
"Oh,
Hook.
Shrek."
Used
Quit
to,
talking about Connor.
used to piss his brothers and
No,
sister
he
off. to
was
no end.
adorable. Are you kidding me? No.
Connor would show up in brown face and be
No.
donkey.
He was already being an actor. He's a great actor.
I can't wait to see him again.
Have you
Canceled.
ever seen him act in
I
plays?
know, but I hope I do.
He's a really, really, really good actor.
He's been in plays here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he was going to school for theater.
Oh Lord.
He was
Before he
Renfield
scared the crap out of me watching him as Renfield.
Renfield.
from Dracula.
Oh my
Crazy
God!
sidekick of Dracula.
You had on that. I gotta show you that picture.
I don't think it was a sidekick.
He looked like a psycho,
There's a movie
He was a slave.
called Renfield now.
but he looked like a straight up psychopath.
Well, Renfield was.
I know, but this is what Connor
You have a
looked. I mean,
picture- you have
Connor
a picture of it?
looked.
Yeah, we'll
We can
find
add
it. I
it
think
in.
it's
Yeah.
in our archives somewhere.
Man,
Put that-
Okay, but that's pretty much it. And
All right,
he,
I got more. Don't
well,
worry.
he followed along in my footsteps. As far I went straight into band in high school, into drums. He went in to drums in middle school and carried that on into high school. So there's a lot of parallels there. And then he didn't he didn't jump to guitar, but he has taught himself how to play, or somebody's helped him.
Tyler.
And not me.
Tyler has.
I ain't got the patience. He used to mess around on keyboards down at Crosstown Music Store
He can
when he
actually
was a
play
kid.
keyboard pretty good.
But drums was really making him his money in music, you know. He's a good drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Fine drummer.
All right, Sean. Is there anyone musical in your family? And if so, or if not, who are your musical influences?
Nobody in my family plays anything, but there's a parentheses answer to that where my mom's dad died when I was probably a baby, or 1 or 2 or something, and but he had divorced my granny and had all these other kids. Well, then at some point my granny had everybody over, all the other kids, and they all showed up with banjos and mandolins and guitars, and I was like, I ended up on the wrong side.
Dang.
But I haven't kept contact with them. I was probably 16 or 17 when that happened, and I hadn't been playing long.
Yeah.
But what was the other part? What's my influences? My influences would just be like living life and listening to a bunch of different music through my life, I guess. As far as narrowing that down, Hank Williams, Sr., big influence on me. I mean, if you can write a song that great, that simple, and
Yeah.
only 2 crayons and not using the whole box, then that's
Yeah.
pretty good. But I don't know. I could sit here and
Well,
name
it's
a
funny how your
1,000 things.
tastes change initially when you're in high school and all.
Mm-hmm.
You're usually
Yeah, I wasn't
way
just,
out
Yeah,
there, and then all of a sudden, the older you get, you slowly redefine, and you go back.
oh yeah. What I started listening to in the beginning was trash, and then I would, this is a little bit cooler than that, and they're doing the same thing, so they had to get it from there, and then they got it from there, and then I just kept backtracking through classic rock and blues and country and whatever. Took me a while to come around the country, but that's about the time I met you.
Y'all like
Dave's a
Brooks and
huge
Dunn?
influence on me. Now I can't write a song and not think what he's going to think about it.
Oh, hell.
All right, yeah.
We like write songs together.
Okay, I have some questions about your songwriting.
Mine or ours?
She looked at you.
Okay.
Is the song composition one person or a collaboration?
Well, collaborations
Is it- are you
are
interested?
For those listening,
are great
just
to
yawn.
do, but they're hard to. You can't just write a song with anybody. You can.
I believe
You'll be
it.
banging your head up
You
against the
don't need
wall
to.
with some people, and other people. You can just.
It just flows.
It just
Well, you got to.
happens. It just happens.
I think you got to be willing to not. A lot of people are set in their ways, and they just want
Oh
to.
yeah.
I want it to say this, and they're not willing to open their mind to what if it wasn't this? What if, every option. When me and you write together, we throw out every ridiculous thing that could possibly be said, and then
That's how you end up with drowning kittens.
stuff like that. We wrote that song together,
Okay.
and I think we were trying to just on that one, Devil's Den. We were especially trying to come up with just some weirdness.
I don't think
Y'all did.
I don't
Good
think
job.
I was a part of the chorus. I think y'all had the chorus the time you came to my house.
No,
I thought Jason wrote
Jason said
Hotter Than Nashville Chicken.
it's hotter than Nashville
That was
chicken.
all he
That's
said?
all, and
my
he
God.
just said it in passing because I
Kudos
told
to
him
Jason
about.
because that's a good.
Yeah, and we weren't even writing a song. I just took it from Jason because he sang it to me. But because I told him about the eating Nashville chicken and it was hot, and he goes, "She was hotter than Nashville chicken," and I said, and then we went over there and
Putting
started.
that in my song.
Yeah, we wrote the rest of it.
Well, chicken and kittens do rhyme. Kinda.
What does? So
Chicken and kittens.
She was sweeter than Annie.
is that why you don't want no credit for the chorus? Because you're like, I don't think that's a
No,
good rhyme.
no. I just for some
I
reason
would
I
have
was
never
thinking
written that.
I was
trash.
thinking you came over with the chorus, and I was thinking that you and Jason had written it already.
No, we weren't even trying to write a song. He was just
Like a sack full of playful kittens. Yeah, I think I do remember us coming up with that at the house. Drowning in the Cherokee. Everything wrong about her.
it was exactly what I need. Something like that.
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
going to
the
be
death
that
of
for me.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm not good at reciting.
All right, now let's get. I got a lot more questions, guys. You want an easy one? What winter and summer Olympic sport would you compete in?
What summer and Olympic and winter Olympic sport? Dave's bobbing for apples.
That's not an Olympic sport.
I couldn't even. Do we have a list of Olympic sports?
I mean, that's probably what I'd have
I
to
think
do.
I would bobsled in the winter because they'd have me up front carrying the weight, and then in summer,
Discus or
discus.
Discus.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I want to be one of them javelin guys. If you can get this thing up in the air.
whatever. All right, what would you do for work if not music? Or Dave, did you
Yeah,
want
Dave, did you want to
answer the Olympics?
Olympics? I thought she was asking us-
I wouldn't. I'd probably do in summer and winter. Summer, and then winter. Darts and darts.
Javelin,
No darts.
darts, not even yard darts,
Well,
bar darts.
Corn-
beach
Cornhole.
volleyball in the summer and
cornhole.
and snow volleyball in the winter.
All right, what would you do for work if not music? What if you had to get a real job?
I have had real jobs, but God,
You're retired.
the best job that I had out of my whole career of jobs was probably the one that I enjoyed most was probably the music store. Just retail sales, was all that was. But that'd be all right with me.
I would figure out a way to make money without working for somebody. Like I'm.
Car wash.
I paint houses. Can redo furniture. I can make art.
I agree. with
I,
100% with
I've
that.
worked real jobs, and man, it just ain't for me.
You can't handle authority.
You can't handle. I
Can't
can't.
submit to authority.
I don't like people telling me what to do.
I like to be creative and make money.
All right, now we have a lot of questions about what y'all do before a show, during the show. A lot of questions.
I don't know
about
if we
that.
can answer this. Is this where it's the deep end?
So I'm gonna try to save some for the deep end, but I'm gonna get just some easy softball questions.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yes.
What are they? Or is that can you not answer?
The DP.
Every time I have to go to a show, I have to take a shower
Thank God
and
for that.
have a cup of coffee and tune up my guitar and get my head right and get there in plenty of time to. So, I mean, that's just all business. There's nothing exciting about that. I don't sit down and meditate or nothing like that.
Deep breathing. Uncle Dave, anything?
I do. I have a first thing I do is vocal warm up exercises, which is a shot of tequila, and usually with salt and lime. Even though I don't have to have the training wheels, but if you look at it,
It's nice.
the tequila is a natural plant, agave plant from the earth. Salt is well-known healer since Egypt times, and the lime citrus, which is another good thing for your throat. And so all three things is not only that, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care. I'll tell my friends at AA something different. Tequila, and then I'll knock the crap out of the first guy I see, just to get that out of my system, and then go.
Then you're ready.
Then I'm ready.
Do y'all have what's your favorite song to play at a show, and what's your song you hate to play at a show?
I don't know if I have a favorite. I would say
Of originals or
an original song. If I could play
Either or.
originals, that's my favorite thing. If I can play originals to a receptive audience that are sitting there hanging on the originals and getting into them with me, instead of just sitting there eating shrimp. That'd be my favorite thing. My worst thing would be probably Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh my God, that's my husband's worst song too.
He hates
Hates
it.
that. Yeah, he's a
There are
drummer.
several
He hates to play
right
that
up at
song.
the top of everybody. Long Train a Running, Rolling on the River.
and it's not that they're bad songs. It's just
No.
they're so
You never
Overdone.
told me that. though.
overdone. Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm so tired of that song. Everybody covers that song.
Wagon Wheel falls
it's a
into
great
that
song.
category, but I enjoy playing that because most people that I played, places that I played, is a bunch of kids and they all like it. So
My let's see, what song do I like playing every time? I tend to always go to the newer songs that we've added just because I'm wore out on the others. Nothing's coming to mind on favorites.
y'all do play a large percentage of your set list is originals already.
I got a question on that. How'd you find the courage to do mostly originals and stick with it instead of doing covers?
Well, I always wanted to write songs. That's why I started playing. And from day one, here's one chord. I'm trying to write a song with that one chord. Like I was always trying to write a song, And that's why I don't like. People are like, you like this band, but you don't know any of their songs? No, because I was always trying to write like them. I wasn't trying to learn their catalog. But what was the question?
How did you find the courage to play your originals?
So
instead
I
of
wanted
covers?
I wanted to play like when I finally got the chance to, high school, I guess we were just playing originals and playing. We might throw some covers in there too, but we just didn't know we couldn't. And then we'd meet people like Dave and Paul Lee and people that were smarter, and they would say, "You ain't ever gonna make it playing originals. You've got to learn some songs, Sean. You're gonna have to sit down. You're not ever. And if you tell me I can't do something, then watch it." Because I'd rather be, if I had to, I tried the cover band thing, and it just ain't.
That's pretty fascinating as to what you've accomplished with that, though, because you've not only done that, but you have managed to capture a unique sound and everything that thrives with your audience. I mean, they're like turning their heads. What the hell? What is that boy's beating on? And then it's like, then it was Jody with the lap steel and everything. That was mesmerizing. Then it was the songs themselves and the arrangements of the songs and everything. And that has built y'all a damn nice following. And it's growing every day.
It's fun. We
play for a lot of weird people, though. Oh, excuse me.
That's you. Do you have a set list, or do you make it up as you go?
Make it up as we go, unless we're playing one set at a festival or something, then we'll plan it out. But most of the time, we just play in the room with what we got. We can see how, okay, this train beat stuff ain't working right now. Let's go this direction or whatever, and just keep. And a lot of times when we try to make up a set list, we never stick to it anyway because we feel like it's the time to play this song.
And people start hollering out stuff.
Yeah, and then they want to request stuff, and then you're all thrown off anyway. So I like just to have the songs in your head and just be on it. And with Connor, man, like, it's not that we're playing them in the same order every night, but he'll look at me and be like, "This one," I'm like, "Yep, how'd you know?"
I get that
Y'all are
too.
locked.
Yeah.
Y'all are locked in.
Like when you were gonna play your last song, we always go, "Oh, it's gonna be Pearl Jam," because you did Pearl Jam as like the last song for
Yeah, we
2 or
get
3 months.
stuck in a little
Y'all
habit
changed it, though.
here and there. We'll get stuck in something, but
How did you guys decide to play a pine box instead of a drum kit?
well, when we were practicing with Connor, he would, just to make things easier and so we can all learn the song, he would bring over the cajon, and we'd sit there so we could all play unplugged and talk, and instead of being all loud. And then when we'd play shows, he'd bring the drums to gigs that needed a full drum kit, and then smaller places he'd bring the cajon out. But every time the cajon came out, it was like, what is that? Especially 10 years ago, when people have seen them more these days, but what is that, and how is it making that noise, and how you doing this? And it was a lot easier to fit in the car and to set up, and it's like, man, this is what people are gravitating to, and this is different than anything else. And then I decided we needed to come up with a name with box.
What was the name before that?
We were calling it Sean and the 45s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't even remember
Yeah, it's
that.
horrible.
I'm glad we changed that. I didn't know y'all.
But and we changed it because,
just for the record, I didn't know them then.
I don't remember that.
well, we played 2 shows.
2013 was about the time
Yeah.
that
Something
Pine
like
Box was born. 10 years.
Oh, we should have a party.
Let's do it. Right now.
Anniversary party.
that. Right now.
Hey,
Hey.
man. Ching,
birthday.
ching, ching. Hey, hey, hey.
That's
Yes, y'all having fun? Oh, it's been delightful since I've been here. Toast? Yeah, let's do a toast.
Did we answer that one? What happened?
You were saying
What was the question again?
that how did
Why did you decide to play a pine box instead
oh
of a drum?
you were
yeah.
you were on then you decided to change your name.
Yeah, that might
from
be it.
Sean and the
Dwindled.
45s.
We dwindled.
Yeah, we found out there was a band called the 45s out of Atlanta that had like 7 albums, and then we were like, yeah, they can have it. So, and then we started with the box and trying to come up with Swamp Box or whatever, and eventually the Pine Box Dwellers.
Didn't Bess have something to do with it?
Yeah, I'd finally hit on Pine Box, and I was like, Pine Box something, Pine Box this, Pine Box Rockers, and which was, I knew it wasn't it, but I was just firing all this at Bess, and she was like,
PBR.
nope, and she would just go nope and shoot it down, nope,
Thank
nope,
God for
nope, nope,
Bess.
and then one day she was like Dwellers, and I was like, yeah, like it just fit right in the socket, you know.
Yeah.
Like Zoroastrianism.
That's
Yeah.
another
That
Bess
was another
line.
Bessism.
Yeah.
I know.
Bessisms.
Baptism by Bess.
All right. How has your music evolved over time?
A lot. I think
School
when
chicken too.
yeah, that was from back in
Still good though.
Gravy. We
I
were.
do too.
I guess when I started writing, I was trying to write like grunge style, like Alice in Chains or Nirvana, because that's what I was listening to. And then over time, just listening to older stuff, and I don't know. But went from like playing like grunge to playing like Gravy was like a southern funk band.
Kind of Chili Peppers.
Kind of Chili Peppers mixed with Afghan wigs, or I know none of that Southern, but we were Southern. That was the Southern part. But then Jack Cadillac, which is pretty much a lot of those songs carried over to Pine Box, but it was a rock band. So you had electric, full drums, bass and guitars, and a lot of times I would even be playing electric versus an acoustic. And when all that kind of fell away, where those guys went to college and then moved on with their lives, and except for Leo Neal, who's playing probably 7 bands right now. But then I went to playing solo for probably 10 years, sitting in with some bands here and there just for fun, but just me and writing songs, playing acoustic, and then recorded an album with Jesse Herring, a solo album, and then try to build a band around that. That's when Pine Box happened. And that's why it was going to be Sean Clark and something, because I was just trying to find a band to support this solo album. But thank God that didn't run that that direction.
How do you think the audience affects your performance?
Greatly.
Oh, yeah.
Greatly.
Yes, there's 4 people in the restaurant when you get there. It's like,
Yeah.
But if those 4 people are into it,
Yeah.
oh, well, you're going to
If
play
they're
the
4
gig,
dwellettes.
and you're going to give it
Yeah.
all you got.
you got
whether
4
it is
dwellettes, that's a
4
party.
or 40.
But you got to have, they've got to give you, the audience is giving you something, and you got to give something back. And if they're not giving you anything and you're giving it your all, it's just like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. You ain't going to hit nothing.
Is it time for a commercial?
Yes, folks, we'll be right back after this quick commercial from our friends at Graham Parsons Guitar Pool.
Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When that cold black water finds its way into your veins, you'll never be the same.
And we're back. How's it going?
I'm going pretty good. I'd like to apologize for the seemingly lack of dwellette there.
Easy.
Actually, she's there. She's got this little thing going on
This
lately
is how
where
you know who a
where
true
she's got
dwellette
restless
is.
leg syndrome so bad she just disappears.
They left after the first set. Happens sometimes.
So, with
Peaked too
condolences to Aunt Lynne, we are here
She
to
ain't
carry
dead.
on.
Peaked
No,
too
she
early.
ain't dead. She ain't dead. She's just gone. She's
It's a
still sitting right
marathon.
there.
It's a marathon,
Reach over
Lynn.
there and just knock.
She's fine.
Okay. We'll carry on now. Questionnaires.
All right. We're going to start off with a good icebreaker.
You have the floor.
What is one fun fact that most people don't know about you?
About who? Me? One fun fact?
We'll
Or
let
Dave?
Uncle Dave start it.
One fun fact most people don't know about me.
Oh, can I answer?
Well, a fun fact. Oh, I like to write songs with my wife naked. That's pretty
All right,
good.
stop.
No, that's really. I mean,
Naked?
we've been collaborating. The first song that we collaborated on
Connor.
was
His
in
name
a.
Connor?
No, we weren't writing songs back then. We should have been. But we did collaborate on our first song in December of
Collaborate.
last year in a motel room on Jacksonville Beach, and and we both got naked, and it turned out real good. A lot of things can happen when you and your spouse are naked.
Yeah.
We had Connor was the result of one, and we also born a brand new song together.
I got to help Justin. We had a spit take off camera.
Here.
You got to damn.
You know, he was very efficient. He's very efficient. He spit the other way on all the electronic devices.
Instinct.
It was probably all everything that Sean was over here saying. I couldn't hear.
You say something sometimes, and he looks at me.
He's right behind it.
Yeah, you say something, he looks at me, and I'm like, spit my beer.
caused that was he was down on your beer.
Oh, man, like a gulp sound.
Yeah, he made a gulp sound. I looked at him like, huh? And he went, spit it out.
I knew you were going to say something about that.
He's like, on the beer, and I was like, looking at him out the corner of my eye, and he lost it.
Well, that was about the equivalent of 3 questions that we lost there.
Are we starting over?
No, it's your turn to answer the fun fact.
What was the fun fact? Oh, fun
One
fact
fun
about myself?
that most people don't know about you.
I like to dance. No, I don't. I don't know.
You are a
I'm not.
good dancer.
I'm not that fun. Fun fact.
It doesn't have to be
I could
fun
put my
per se.
legs behind my head.
Can you? Guys, I can do that for real.
I can take a
Guys, I
one
can
right
do
off.
that.
Yeah, what?
But I think that a lot of people know this already, but maybe not, but a few. He's a hell of a comedian and a hell of a
Make her
mimicker.
spit her stuff out. Of
He's a mimicker.
He's punny.
mimicker.
He is a dancer too. He can dance too.
He's punny.
These bitches.
Very funny.
These bitches ain't got no. All you got to do is set him up. He'll knock it out of the park. Usually, especially when he's in a Halloween costume. You know, he's another character. Then you can roll with it.
Justin, do you know a fun fact about him that most people don't know? You've known him a long time.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, he's a hell of an artist.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hell of an artist.
True.
Maybe not a lot of people know that. But
Something like art, drawing stuff. I
He's
guess.
helped me move my couch twice.
that's
Yeah.
fun.
One time, first time I helped him move his couch, he was asleep.
Laying in it.
Yeah.
All right, if you could open a show for any artist, alive or dead, who would it be?
Open a show for any artist, alive or dead.
I have kind of a companion question to that, which is if you could see a show, like attend a show.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be a different answer on if you're just going there to watch rather than going there to open. But would it be the same answer or a different answer?
I could see how it could be too, but I think
They can be alive or dead, or we would like an answer to
I
both
mean, if you
alive
could
and
open
dead.
for and see the Beatles, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy. But it would probably be a career ender from what I hear from Ian. He knows a guy that opened up for the Beatles, and it
That was
like
the last show.
they were like, "Screw this,
You suck.
we suck." No. I don't know. That's a good question, but
I wouldn't mind opening up for Bob Dylan. That'd be a hell of a thing. That'd be like you'd be facing a crowd who was there to see Bob Dylan,
yeah.
and it was you standing up there with your little songs.
That'd be about 20,000 people. Too.
Yeah.
But who cares?
We opened up for Leon
Yeah, we both did
Leon
that.
Russell, separate years, and boy, that was nerve wracking.
If I got to see a show of somebody, it would have to be the Beatles first, and then I'd love to see Townes Van Zandt in a little old dark,
Oh yeah.
seedy bar room in Houston, Texas.
Mm.
That'd have been good. And like you'd be just sitting there watching magic.
Was there something that happened in your life, like one pivotal moment that pushed you to music? Or how did you end up like getting music as your, like, some people have it as a hobby, but you were like, no, I'm going to do what it takes to make it.
For me, it was MTV. Like, and I know that's a lame question or lame answer, but I was just like, that looks cool. That looks like something I'd like to
Like
do.
Dire Straits,
Yeah, stuff like that.
money for
and,
nothing,
And
your chicks for free.
I was just like, it just seemed like here's your chance to be a superhero or something, you know, like dress crazy and jump off of things and have fire and smoke behind you and stuff. It just seemed exciting. All the crazy 80s videos.
So you saw yourself as David Lee Roth, is what you're saying?
That was my first concert at 15 was David Lee Roth. Was that one of the questions?
No, but that's what I pictured when you said, I see myself jumping off of stuff with smoke behind me, was John Van Halen, right?
Mm-hmm. I didn't get to see Van Halen, but I saw David Lee Roth with Steve Vai and Poison opening up for him. Yep, and the Savannah Civic Center at 15. So I don't know. I thought that I could do that. Just seemed like something that was obtainable. Is that how you say that word?
Attainable.
Huh?
Attainable.
Attainable, not obtainable. I'm obtuse.
All right. Has there been any show or any venue, any time that you've played that stands out as amazing? It could be a great venue, a great audience, or it's just like it's in your top 5 shows ever played.
What's your top 5 shows ever played? Is that what you're
No
saying?
venue. What?
Yeah, like, is
What
there
venue?
anything that
Is there
stands
anything-
out? Like, you're like, man, I love to play there, or
Would
man,
love-
that is the best like we always have a great audience at Boondocks because it's always people who know our songs or something like that.
So where do we like to play?
Out of all the
most?
places that you've played,
What
one stands out as the big one or the best
Yeah,
one?
great experience.
Great experience.
I would say the 3 shows opening up for Leon Russell was pretty top tier for me, but also with Jack Cadillac opening up for Jason Isbell, his first time solo away from Drive-By Truckers. Not his first show, but the first tour they were doing. First year. Those are 4 big performance landmarkers and whatever. I don't have words.
Largest crowd at those shows?
Probably the Leon Russells were definitely more people there than Jason Isbell at the time. Now he would probably, of course Leon's passed, but Jason Isbell's playing stadium rock now, so.
He was on Morning Joe the other day. He interviewed, and he had all them top-notch Washington, D.C. news correspondents saying, I just love your music, and quoting lyrics from his albums and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. He was when I met him, he was down to earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, he answered the questions good,
Yeah.
too. You're talking about being on a major news network show, and you're right there on the split screen, and they're asking you questions about kind of politically related, into your songs and everything. He just calmly answered them in a good old boy Alabama accent. That was nice.
You're proud, weren't you?
I was. I like him.
What do you think is the best song you've ever released, and why do you think it's your best song?
I guess No Home for Me Now. I'm not
That's me
completely
and Buddy's
satisfied
song,
with
guys.
the way it was ended up being mixed and such, but it's still pretty good. There were just things I didn't want in album track placement and stuff. I wanted it to be the last song of the album, and it ended up being the first song, which kind of took the ass out of it for me. But we also got that song on, got to play that song on True South. So that's
Television show
television show. And
on ESPN.
and even though I wrote the song about being homesick, I didn't realize how much it sounds like I'm singing about like death and passing over, and I didn't realize that until I wrote it in Tennessee, being homesick about being here. And when I come back and played it for everybody, like, I got some new songs, that makes me think about my grandpa who just passed away or whatever. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even think about it like that. And I've sang it at a cousin's funeral, an aunt's funeral. So I guess that song, it
That's
ended
me
up
and
meaning
Buddy.
different things to me than when I wrote it.
Buddy loves that song too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get easier now, so we won't go so.
What's
deep
your
on that.
favorite
What's your favorite one, Dave?
song
That's the one that I would have said.
for you?
Huh?
For you.
That what now?
That your favorite song you released.
Well, I hadn't released but one CD, and my favorite.
You got songs
song
on Newfanglers too.
That.
I got my answer. Well, I don't know, man. A bunch of them jumping in my head now.
I don't know. I just I don't have releases. I just got one CD, and
That's a release day.
yeah.
American
I
Spirit.
always liked. American Spirit is what a lot of folks like, but I always liked that High I Was,
Yeah, that's a great
because
song.
it was just like it was kind of Beatles-ish and Tom Petty-ish, or Tom Petty doing the Beatles, me doing Tom Petty doing the Beatles, and I just loved the way that it fell together. I loved the chord progression; it was all over the place.
Yeah.
And but it came together, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you know, when you sit down and you think you've done everything in the book as far as chords go, and then all of a sudden you take a slight curve, and then you fall into something that you ain't never done before. That was fun to find chords, chord progression like that. So that's a fun.
What about Deathbed Confession?
Yeah, that was cool.
That blew our minds when you come in with that.
That
On the
was
Newfanglers project.
that was a co-write. Words
Yeah.
from Tonge,
John Tonge
John
and
Tonge, and
Neil Brannon.
Neil Brannon.
Willie or Waylon?
Willie.
I figured that too. Do y'all have any hobbies outside of music?
Songwriting, music.
That's music. Don't count.
Drawing, art stuff,
I like to read.
movies.
What's the last show you binge watched?
Binge watch.
Righteous Gemstones. Well, I mean, I'm watching it as it comes out. I haven't been binge watching it.
That's getting a little too much, ain't it?
No,
Guys, let's be honest.
I love it. I cannot get enough. Cannot get enough of it.
Last one I binge watched it, I went all the way to the end. It was probably Game of Thrones. I was late to that
I watched it.
party.
I mean, Ozark. I mean, it's been over for a while, but that was
A good one.
one I binge watched.
Have y'all watched Queen of the South?
Mm-mm.
Pretty good. I'd recommend it. What was your top played song in 2022?
Top played song in 2022.
You may have to pull out your phone. Look at your Spotify.
I can already tell you.
Since y'all aren't on Apple.
It's No Home for Me Now, because that's always the number one every time I look at it.
Okay.
But
Your top played song is your own song?
wait. Okay, I get to look at my.
Oh, as the Pine Box
I thought that's what
dwellers.
you were asking me. No,
personally.
my personal
How
listening.
you can tell that?
How do you do that? How can I do that?
I don't know. I have Apple, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I can look that up.
Yeah, that'd be hard for me to,
You know, Justin,
because I
you have Spotify.
I mean, at the end of the year, they give you the year wrap thing. Oh, I could do that. No, because that's not what I posted. We would post about our own stuff, so our own songs. Yeah, I don't know.
You can just circle back with us.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Have you ever been starstruck?
Yes.
Expand.
who was he?
Well, when I met John Spencer, that was, I mean, I got to talk to him or whatever, but it's just like I was such a fan that I didn't know what to say, or, I knew that anything I'd said, he's going to be like, whatever. And that's, I was like, can we get a picture? We're great fans. And we got a picture with him real quick, but I just couldn't even think of nothing to say, but didn't get to talk to Bob Dylan. But when Bob Dylan walked out onto the stage, like, which I may have been a little impaired. But Paul Simon opened up for him in Raleigh
I love Paul Simon.
in 1998.
Mm.
And Paul Simon's last song was Still Crazy After All These Years. And the spotlight is just following him around, and it's just getting dark, but you can't really see the rest of the band. You can only see where the spotlight is following Paul, and he would go up to somebody and play with a musician, and then they would walk off, and it would just be one less instrument. And then all the lights, it's just him at the end with acoustic. Like everybody, this whole big band is left. And then he goes, and we thought, okay, good night, and wait for Bob Dylan. But he's like, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Dylan. And I just wasn't ready for that. Like I hadn't prepared myself for that, you know. And he walks out, and
You start crying.
it shook me, man. I was like, what the heck? He walked up there, all black acoustic, playing chords already, and he gets to the microphone. He's like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend," and they start doing Simon and Garfunkel songs
Lord.
and Bob Dylan songs for 30 minutes, and then they leave and they set up for Bob Dylan, and I was like, but when
Wow.
but when he walked up there and he said that, like I think I kind of fainted. I really did, but I mean, I was, you know,
You were in a position.
there were
to
some
faint.
substances involved, but I kind of fell on my buddy, and he's like, "Get up, dude! What are you doing?" I was like, "Golly, that just like it was too much emotion, you know." It was like,
It's
wow.
overwhelmed. Too much stimulation.
Yeah, like I got tased or something.
Dave,
Oh man,
nothing like that, huh?
I tell you. I guess close enough moment to just moved to tears was, believe it or not, it wasn't a rock concert. It was when I chaperoned Connor's band to New York City in his 12th grade, which would have been about 2012. And one of the things they had lined up for us to do was go over to New Jersey to hear the New York Philharmonic Orchestra, and in a beautiful orchestra hall, a concert hall set up for orchestras. And we were in the upper balcony, and you were just staring right down at this stage, and the conductor just walks out. They're all sitting there ready to go, and the conductor walks out and steps up there, lifts his baton, and it's just the strings, and they start into this thing. It was a thing. It was, the music was from Franz Liszt, and I can't remember the movement or the name of it or anything, but it built up from nothing, and it kept getting, dynamics. You kept getting busier and busier, and then when it broke into the bridge, I guess is what you'd call it, I swear to God, I sat there and just busted out in tears, it was so, damn, and that's music from whenever Liszt was, 1800s, whenever. But God Almighty, that was powerful.
What about being starstruck? Like
Starstruck, Franz Liszt, no. Paul McCartney, probably. That was right in the middle of. I've seen him twice. One was when Connor was in Lynn's belly, and the second time was with Connor in my arms. And he loved the Beatles so much, and he was about 8 when we went back and saw him, and be standing there holding my son, and he's right there at the end of his concert doing "Let It Be," It's like, that was pretty powerful. Starstruck.
Oh. What was y'all's favorite stop on the cross country tour?
Texas Canyon.
Texas Canyon, which wasn't even a stop. We just like let's get out here. Look at
That
this.
was the most emotional
It was
part of it to me. I mean, just overwhelmed, awestruck, take your breath away moment.
Tell us more about that. Where was it?
We were headed toward Tombstone, Arizona. And we were about 45 minutes away from Tombstone.
Like southeast or south central Arizona.
And we were on I-10 at that point.
Still on I-10.
And
there's a big curve coming up ahead to the right. Right before the curve, there was a green highway sign said Texas Canyon. And you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Until you got around that curve.
And it was like all these big boulders and rocks and Looney Tune kind of stacked up
And
stuff.
you're driving and you go around
and
that
it was
curve.
sunset,
and it was
so it was lit up like a dream. And we were like, we were just like, you know, it felt like you were on drugs or something.
Yeah.
It was you're just the whole universe getting.
It's like, where did this come from?
Why did no one tell us there was?
Why is Texas Canyon in Arizona?
Yeah. We just parked on the side and just like it was crazy. That was
stunned.
That was the most stunning, and we saw a bunch of beautiful stuff.
That was the first.
That was the first
of the really.
You weren't primed for it.
Yeah.
No, we weren't ready for that.
We
just
were
snuck
looking
up
for
on
it the
us.
whole time, looking for that kind of
We'd
moment,
seen
and then it
some
was just like bam.
Fair to middling things, but
It's getting there's getting less trees, guys. There's more dirt. There's more sand.
We're gonna see something
you
on
know.
this.
I think that's a cactus. Do you see it? And then we'd stop and kick something in the ditch. Is that a cactus? And
Yeah, the cactuses was getting us a little more and more excited.
but when we saw that, it was like, what?
It was like, wait a minute,
We've arrived.
this is cowboy movies right here.
Man, it overwhelming.
How do you guys stay connected with your fan base?
Social media and talking to them in real life. And
Yeah, that's
podcasts.
about right. That's about true with me too. Well, Facebook thing you do.
Did y'all have a MySpace page?
I did.
Yeah.
Not for this band because it wasn't around then, but I was MySpacing for sure. I preferred MySpace. You could right there on your page. You could upload whatever song, and just put. I mean, it was just so much easier. You can
So simple.
make it look like you want it to look instead of
I can't
Cookie
even
cutter.
remember MySpace now.
I had about 5 or 6 pages on there, I think. One of them was Saturday Night Lights, and I would just like take pictures I had taken at the bar of somebody throwing up or like passed out on the bar, just like random. And I was trying to like do this photography debauchery
Just
page.
showing how real
Just-
Saturday nights
And like
are.
I would never do that now, but like I'm surprised nobody got mad at me.
All right. Do you have any message for your fans? Guys, y'all have any message you need to get out? Now's the time.
Protect the bees. Message. Get out and vote. Message. Thank you.
There's a good one.
Thank you for entertaining the idea of liking us and coming out to a show.
Dave?
I'd like to say, hold on, hang on now. Hang on, because 2024 is going to be big.
It's going to get even better, guys.
Oh, yeah? Y'all know something I don't know?
Just hold on. Hold on. Hang in there.
Y'all like Wilson Phillips? Hold on for one more day.
Hold on for one.
I remember them little
I
girls.
love them.
Someday somebody gonna
Make you want to
turn around and say goodbye.
Say goodbye. Till then, baby. All right. Guys, guess what? This is my last question. I hate to say it.
Then we're gonna turn it around on you.
All right, that's fine. Okay, don't try to get around it. Although Studley said there's no way you're going to answer this question.
Who is that?
Don't act like
Studley.
you don't know Studley.
That's her
Studley
husband.
Dudley?
Oh, okay.
Studley Dudley.
Come
I
on
ain't
now.
never met the man.
Hey,
I don't-
easy. Yes,
I
you
don't
did.
I don't
Yes, you
believe
did.
she's
Yes, you
married.
did.
I don't believe she's married.
When?
At Swamp Town Get Down because he was there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
This past one?
Yes, sir.
Well, shoot.
Dave Springs like a snap rubber band out there at them
Don't
festivals.
get me fired up talking about Studley. Just going to tell you.
Studley's the man. Cool.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Dave, you know what? Just for that, you answer first.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Name all the Dwellettes.
Oh no!
Oh,
I'm
yes.
not even
Come
going
on
to do
now.
that.
Come on,
You're
Uncle
going to leave
Dave.
somebody out, and then they're going to get
Officially,
mad.
I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to name as many as I can.
Okay.
You,
Okay.
Maria, Jackie, Taryn, Tara,
Tara.
Tara.
Tara,
Tara. If
Tater.
you know her.
Tater, Laura,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Last song, Linda. Miss Linda shows up on the last song.
Lindy.
Lindy for sure. Guys, you should have said that name third.
Linda's a little short.
Miss
one.
Linda.
Yeah, I know her.
Last song, Linda.
Last
song, Linda.
Marsha and Phil.
Phil's not Dwellette.
Well, kind of by his wife.
Who is Martian Phil? I don't believe I.
Then
I
you're
have
not
met-
a Dwellette either.
I have not met them. I don't think.
From Chicago?
See, some people I
Sean?
don't know because
Well,
I'm not privy.
All of those.
All of those. Am I leaving anybody out?
What about Waycross, the 96?
I was
Well, see,
gonna
I was
say,
about to add that there's a lot
There's
of,
a lot more local people.
that y'all don't even know yet.
The 96.
And we call them
Gina,
the 96ers.
Gina.
The ones like you'd only see at the Plant Cafe.
Joyce,
Gina, Joyce, Cindy,
Cindy.
Kelly Davis.
Kelly.
Kelly Bullard.
Mm-hmm.
Lynne
Yeah.
Griffin.
Yeah. Holly Golightly.
My mama. Your-
Bare Naked.
That's all I got. But if we forgot you, we love you too.
Yeah, that kind of put us on the spot there.
I told y'all
Sure.
that
What if we
Studley said
leave-
don't answer. I tried to give you an out right at the
Yeah.
beginning,
Well, that's why
but you tried to
Well,
answer.
we're
At least
just
you
too-
tried.
we're
when I
just
was
too
thinking
proud.
Dwellettes the other day, and I started tagging people, and I was like, "Nope, I'm not tagging
know,
anybody.
he was
I'm
laughing
going to
about
not
that.
tag anybody because
You
I'm going to leave
shouldn't.
somebody out or make
Yeah.
somebody mad."
That was a good way to. I thought you were going to go that way, but look at y'all. You tried to do it. Good job. I feel like you left some people out though.
Well, I mean, there's always people out there that you're going to leave out.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is this over?
That's it.
No.
That's all I got,
All
guys.
right.
That's everyone.
All right, we got some questions for you.
All right. Who is this Studley and what does he do?
His motto is happy wife, happy life.
He's got it down.
What does he do?
He works for Ecolab. So they do
That's the water,
chemical
water
sales.
thing.
Well, that's one
Tyndall?
division. Yeah, they
Is it
have that.
Tyndall?
No,
You got
I don't know
Tyndall?
what you're talking
Okay.
about on that, but no, it's called Ecolab. So
E. coli?
EC. Well, I don't want to say it there.
Ecolab.
May not want to be out on the podcast, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your favorite Pine Box song?
Currently,
Yes.
current song, current favorite, Window Bend.
And is it because of us playing it live or the album?
No, I don't know what it is about that one. It was Set It Free for a long time because it was whoa, woe is me, like that. Well, and also, I liked a lot of songs on that album because it took a little while to come out. So I had already progressed through a couple favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Through
I'm
live
on,
shows and stuff.
yeah, now I'm on Window Bend. I like that one.
Cool.
Well, just being around you at shows and in our recent history and everything, and even tonight, you really impressed me with your knowledge of overall music. You're not that old,
50. I just
So-
turned 50.
where you get all of that back knowledge. You're kind of like slinging out classic
You
songs
seen
from
that?
probably before you was born.
I'm a shagger, first of all.
Well, you can't shag to everything.
Nah.
But did you have
I love
older
so-
siblings that had records, or mom and
I
daddy
do have
that
older
really
siblings that that had records.
that you were able to just sit and dig into?
No, they weren't
No?
that nice to me. They used to tell me I was adopted, guys. Okay, I wasn't, but
That's
they
something
would say
siblings
that.
do.
That's right. No, I listened to a lot of like Neil Diamond, Anne Murray, Barry Manilow, Paul Simon, Carly Simon. A lot of sad songs.
I can't remember what somebody asked earlier when we were just standing around, and you went right back and started
Carly
singing
Simon.
it. No, it wasn't that one. It was something before that. And you
Babyface.
went right back there and started singing it. And I said, how does she know that song?
Like, I think I'm really into lyrics because I know that they can, like, that's how you know, oh, that just touched me.
Mm-hmm.
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 Are we in the deep end yet?
No, we'd have to sign
Okay.
off this one first. And
I
in order
I have
to do
a deep
that,
end response on that, though.
we'll do a quick deep end. It might not. It might end up being a compilation of deep end compilations or something. But until that, we'll just ease on out of here with the tale of the week. This one is going to test Justin's prowess with the pictures.
I've already spit beer out.
He's on a roll. He's fixing to be on
Been
the
a
roll.
big night.
Look at all them pictures. Good thing they're in numerical order.
Seeing how many I can do.
They are in numerical order, aren't they?
When I say taco, you show this.
No, I've got him a identical sheet. See, got them numbered.
Yeah. But as you're reading, it's last quick.
I'll slow down. In the
Like every
summer,
word's got a different picture. This shows a picture of the.
this ain't actually showing for our audience yet, right? It's just primed. It's in the hopper. In the summer of 1998, my wife Lynne, where'd you go? Lynne and I rode to downtown Waycross and Whitfield's, a 3-story bar where you could be sure to run into a bunch of old friends on a Friday night. I did run into one fine musician, the late Charles McClellan, who, upon leaving our conversation, said, "We need to get together and pick sometime." I'd heard that sentiment over and over each time we went out for a night on the town. Problem was, we musicians never got together and picked. So Lynne and I hatched a plan. We would manufacture an event to take place at our house on the Saturday following Thanksgiving. So I drew up a flyer titled First Annual Griffin Guitar Pull, thinking if I'm going to do this once, I'm going to do it again, not dreaming it would still be going on 25 years later. That 98 gathering was something special. About 20 folks showed up with food, booze, lawn chairs, and guitars. The Dog Hill Gang reunited with brothers Gary Tick Griffin, James Sharky Cock, Greg Slick Griffin, Billy Ray Birdlegs Heron, and myself, along with a multitude of close friends. Pam and Mike Johnson, Corey Cruz, Joey Jacobs, Deb and Andy Thigpen, musicians Gerald Duke, Sean Clark, Graham Griffin, and band, the Gravy, marking the beginning to something big. The annual Gram Parsons Guitar Pool, honoring the musical legacy of Waycross, Georgia's homeboy, has gone through a metamorphosis of evolution over the years. As we sit on the threshold of the 26th annual event, taking place at the Okefenokee Fairgrounds, October 12th, 13th, 14th of this year. We've seen magical performances by Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives. That was a magic night.
That's awesome.
He's from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. Leon Russell.
Mm.
Can't tell he's on our stage, but I grant you that was taken by Bill Davis. Dr. Ralph Stanley, Charlie Leuven. No. Charlie Leuven. Some of them I didn't have a picture for.
Look at that hat, Dave.
Yeah, my head is shaped exactly like that, too.
Got a big brain on that boy.
Conehead. Walter Egan.
Yeah.
That's a damn...
Pot leaf shirt he's got on.
Is that his right leg doing a kick? No, he's got them spread. Okay.
Spread them out.
I see it now. That's a rock guitar pose right there. Jay Farrar and Ian Dunlop.
Yeah.
He's a good buddy. Daniel Romano.
Canadian.
That picture was taken by Sherry Deal of Sherry Deal Photography. The Kentucky Headhunters and Firefall. We have been graced by the presence of Gram Parsons' road manager and part-time coffin snatcher, Phil Kaufman. That was in 2007 in the front lounge of Little Nights.
Little Nights.
Mm-hmm. And your band was Jack Cadillac.
Yeah.
And he took y'all outside
We took a picture with him
and took a picture with him.
on against a limo that was there for some reason.
Must have been for, surely not Jim Lauderdale. Jim ain't the limo type.
No.
Must have been somebody out on a date. We've had Phil Kaufman and Stanley Booth, author of Dance with the Devil, the Rolling Stones and Their Times. Thought it was The True Adventures of the Rolling Stones is one I got. I guess they made several copies. That book right there got me through jail one night. Mm-hmm. Our audiences have been kind, gentle, music-loving souls who returned year after year, forging memorable friendships along the way. The small, tireless staff of Michael James, April Herndon, Jim Halassa, and Neil Morris are among the best in the business, along with the large crew of volunteers dedicated to making the event wholesome and friendly. Headliners for this year's event are the Grammy Award-winning Jim Lauderdale.
Hey. How many years has it been? I mean, how many years since he came?
He's come, this will make 4, I believe, 4 appearances.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's great. And up-and-coming singer-songwriter folk artist, Abe Partridge.
Yeah.
The musical magic is not complete without the supporting acts, some from as far away as California and New York, who return every year to pay tribute to Mr. Parsons in his hometown. You won't hear any finer than these. Crabgrass Cowboys from Tampa, Florida. Dakota Dodge out of Carrollton, Georgia. David Cry from New Paltz, New York. Look at that. That's a badass picture, too. Deep Well out of Cochran, Georgia. Don Pettigo and the Coyotes. This will be their first visit out of Nashville, Tennessee. Donna Frost out of Nashville. Greg Henderson, Marietta, Georgia. Hickory Wind, our own local Billy Ray Heron and friends. Hooker.
Hooker. Who's
There
that?
he is. A hell of a keyboard player originally from New York, who's transplanted down into the Sapelo River area.
Okay.
And that's Gabriel Millman. Kelly and the Cruiser-Matics, St. Simon's Island,
Is that Leo?
Georgia, with Leo Neal, and I can't remember the bass player's name, sorry. Lucky Mud, that's Mike and Maggie from Econfina, Florida, right out there outside of Panama City. Marlon Brackett, I can't remember where Marlon's from. It might be Northeast Georgia. Nancy Northrop and Gypsy Hearts out of California. Ross Pede and Cypress Knees out of Atlanta, Georgia. Originally, that's a Waycross, Georgia boy right there.
Rolls.
Oh, Ross. Susan Hall from North Carolina. Tonal, that's Ryan Turk's band out of Jacksonville, Florida.
They're going to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Tony Brown and Ed Mudson from down around Central Florida, Winter Haven, close to Winter Haven. And Ty Manning and the Slaw Dog Biscuits.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
them. Oh my
Look at him. There's a serious that's a serious con man right there. No, he's a serious circus performer. Ty
So
is
engaging.
sweet as can be. He's overly engaging in the
He
microphone. and
appreciates crowds.
He does.
That's why
He
we
can
love
talk. He can work a crowd. He just
No,
jumped right
the
into.
crowd can work him, baby.
He likes it when it's that way.
He does.
A Thursday night campground concert will feature Uncle Dave's Waycross Stagecoach, featuring sets by Uncle Dave,
Oh,
Sean Clark.
what? Just Sean?
Connor will be in
Connor
New
will
York.
be attending a wedding in New York this weekend.
New York City?
Yo,
New York City.
The Page Brothers,
Oh, look at
along with Miss Elizabeth Rose,
Yeah.
What?
including an all-star finale tribute to the 1956 Elvis Waycross City Auditorium show with songs by Elvis, the Carter Sisters and Mother Maybelle, the Louvin Brothers, and Justin Tubb. Like any good outdoor music festival, the Guitar Pool features like-minded vendors selling everything, including a variety of food, incense, jewelry, T-shirts, hula hoops made by Aunt Lynne, handmade soap and artwork. On site, there's a campground featuring 52 RV hookups and full bathroom facilities. For vendor applications, festival info, performance schedule, and RV and general admission tickets, visit our official website at gpgpfest.com. That's gpgpfest.com.
The guy's brother?
And we'll see you there.
Thank you for coming on, Nicole.
My pleasure, guys. My pleasure.
We thank y'all for watching and listening, as always. And we're going to skip over to the deep end and lay down some tracks. And meanwhile, if y'all have watched it all the way to this point, well, you know what to do. Like, subscribe,
Download, subscribe, rate,
ring
and
the
review.
bell.
5-star review.
dance all night.
You know what? Delete it and then download it again
Delete
so
it,
it'll
download
count
again.
as a double.
So that- double up on the.
Should say that every time. Download, subscribe, rate, and review.
We need to have her back. She would just say that stuff for us.
Right. We'll cut it.
It'll be like one of those robot things.
Download,
Remember,
subscribe, rate, and review.
Download,
We'll paint you up like Max
rate,
Headroom.
and review.
We'll put
We
you.
could make a cheer out of it.
You'll be like a Max Headroom TV square in the bottom.
Download, subscribe, rate,
Rate and review.
review.
Like bananas. But it's download, subscribe, rate, and
He don't know what
review.
you're talking about. This
This
is
shit
bananas.
is bananas.
BANANAS. This shit is bananas.
Go banana, fofana, 5 momentum.
Banana, fana, fofana, me, my, momena.
Generation gap.
Be-
Bobana.
Bobana. Bana.
See, she knows it all.
That's a good one.
See y'all next time. Appreciate y'all being with us.
Yeah.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.